Hi guys, Christy124 back with another video, and today I wanted to talk about Miraculous Ladybug and my criticisms for it and the positives for it. Now, there's been a lot of people that had a lot of criticisms about the show, and I do too, but there's one thing in particular that I want to talk about that a lot of people, especially fanboys, no offense to them, but fanboys piss me off. Fanboys tend to say that Cat Noir is not used a lot, when that is fucking false. No offense, but I'm gonna cuss in this video because it pisses me off. Now, the reason why I say that is because Cat Noir, he's like people say he's not as important as Ladybug, right? Well, well, when you really look at it, he actually every time when Ladybug's in battle, he's right there beside her. Now, I can agree, like maybe 85% for season 4. I can understand where people are coming from. But when it comes to the first 3 seasons, Cat Noir was used just as much as Ladybug. And yes, it focuses on her more because she's the main protagonist. I mean, like, shoot, if you guys don't know, I believe the original title of the show was originally going to be called just Miraculous Ladybug, or that's another name for it. But they changed it to the Miraculous Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir. So you can look that shit up if you want. But anyway, I'm gonna just get Cat Noir out of the way because I'm gonna say the positive stuff about him and the negative stuff. First of all, let's get the positive stuff out of the way just to get it over with. Okay, number one, Cat Noir is probably one of my favorite characters in the show. I think everyone loves Cat Noir. Like I love Ladybug too, but Cat Noir I love. He's cool. He's amazing. I love his jokes. Amazing. And he's very, like, let's just say I got some notes here. So he's smart. Well, actually he's somewhat smart. I wouldn't say he's all the way smart. That's the reason why you got Ladybug. You okay? He's kind, and he would literally put his life out to save his lady. They basically, like, he would do anything for his ladybug. So anyway, and when you really think about it, those are basically the main things I have with him. And plus, he fights a lot. Like, seriously, guys, if you don't know, then have you watched the first 3 seasons? And even in season 4, he fights too. So it's like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. That's why I think a lot of you fanboys are just spitting out shit just to say that Adrian is not used a lot when it's not true. I mean, seriously, have you watched the first 3 seasons, and have you watched them? Literally, like, seriously, I can understand about season 4, but season 4 is building up to something. That's why Adrian is on the sidelines a lot more. But anyway, let's get up to the negative stuff that people don't talk about what's wrong with Cat Noir. And people just don't talk about it. They don't want to discuss the criticisms of Cat Noir. They just don't. And I don't understand why. Just be honest. Like, be honest about, if you're going to criticize or say do positive things about the character, be honest about the character. So yeah. So anyway, I think he is overrated. Now there's a reason why. Don't get me wrong, I love him to death, but he is not perfect. I mean, especially when he's Cat Noir. I mean, when he's Adrian, he's kind of perfect when he's Adrian. But when he's Cat Noir, he is not a perfect character. He is not. He's nowhere near perfect. People always like to say so much shit about Marinette, like how she can be a bitch, or how she can be like just a crazy stalker, which I agree with that one. But when it comes to a bitch, yeah, at times she can be a bitch, but most times she's a very sweet and courageous girl and smart. So, like, especially sweet. So yeah, she always looks out for others too. But we'll talk about her later. Um, okay. Now this is the main one that I have problems with, is he makes pointless sacrifices. I mean, most of his sacrifices he makes are fucking pointless, especially in season 4. Season four's sacrifice, there was no fucking reason for him to sacrifice himself in that scene. I think the only one sacrifice he made that wasn't really pointless was probably in Gamer. Like, and like there was maybe the other one where let's just say where he literally, there's a few of them that fine, But most of the time, his sacrifices are like, why? you know? But anyway, yeah, but this main one is like in season 4. There was no point in that sacrifice at all. It's like Thomas Ashford just sacrificing just to sacrifice. I'm not kidding. Watch Lies. I mean, like, what was the point of him doing that? There was no point, you know? So, anyway, that's a big one for me. Okay, okay. He won't shut up about his feelings to Ladybug no matter, even though he knows that she loves someone else. Now, this is another big one. Now, people say, "Oh, Cat Noir loves her. He just wants to express her feelings, express his feelings. He loves her so much. You know, that's the reason why he's always like that." It's like I can understand, but people say, "Oh, why is Ladybug being a bitch to him? Oh, why is Ladybug doing this to him?" It's like, I mean, no offense, but why the hell? Let's just say you were Ladybug, okay, and you got this guy, and you are in love with this boy at school, but you are a superhero, and you have Cat Noir, right? What would you do if a boy randomly that you really don't know as much compared to the boy at your school, or you're in love with this boy, you love this boy, you know you love him, but then you got Cat Noir that just goes out of his way just to show his love every day to you, like let's just say that he was being annoying, basically. And even though you told him that you're in love with someone, like love with someone, I can't love you because I'm in love with someone else. He still does it regardless, and he just won't shut up. You know, how would you feel? Wouldn't that make you frustrated and kind of angry when you really, really, really think about it? That's the thing that people don't discuss. Is like seriously, it's like when you got somebody like Cat Noir constantly blah 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 in your ear, and you're like trying to concentrate, and you're like, Cat Noir, shut up for a minute. I gotta beat this guy. Shut up, shut up, shut up. And he just, I wouldn't that make you want to throw him in the fucking trash can at times? When you really think about it, yeah. Remember the episode on Glacier 2 or something like that? The episode that recently came out. People were pissed because Ladybug threw him in the trash can. And it's like she did. She number one, she really wasn't thinking because she was too focused on the Kuma guy. But at the same time, she was getting so frustrated at Cat Noir because he wouldn't fucking shut up. So you're saying that Ladybug's doing wrong to him, and when he's the one that's annoying, he's the one that won't fucking shut up, even though he knows that she's in love with someone else. See, that's the big problem with Cat Noir. He doesn't shut up. Like, don't get me wrong, I love his character, I love his jokes, but he just like even though he knows that Ladybug loves someone else, he just won't shut up about it, and he just tries to force his love on her. That's the thing. He tries to force himself on her. Like when you really look at it, look at every scene of Cat Noir forcing his love on her, and she gets pissed. Do you really blame her? You know, so people like to always bitch at Ladybug, and it's like Ladybug's pissed at him for most of the time for a reason. I think there was only one episode where she was a bitch. I will discuss that later. But other than that, most of the time, she. It's like seriously, it's kind of like an anime. When you watch the anime of Tsundere and you got a shonen male protagonist and how he frustrates the female a little bit. Not all the time, but sometimes the female ends up hitting him. That's the same shit here, except I say Cat Noir's way worse than the shonen character when it comes to that, because he won't shut up. But anyway, let's stop talking about that. But that's one of the big ones. Okay. Now when it comes to him, now this is another one that he kind of Cat Noir can be very dumb, like especially when he's Adrian. Like I think it's just because maybe he's what's the word? He's sheltered a lot, so he doesn't understand these things. But you clearly see Marinette having a crush on him. You clearly see her talking to Adrian and can't speak and all this stuff. You clearly see if you were Adrian, like if you were somebody else, you could clearly see that she's in love with that guy. Easily. Easily. And Adrian's like, oh, how could she be in love with me? She's not in love with me. How could she be in love with me? It's like, Adrian, how dumb are you? Basically, I'm wondering if Marinette did hit him or Ladybug did hit him in the head countless times because he's so stupid. like when it comes to that shit, it's like even Ladybug's not that stupid. If you ever listen to the diary of what Marinette put in there, she actually said that she thinks that Cat Noir has a mad crush on her. She knew it. So does that tell me that like this is not supposed to get like that? But is that does that tell me that girls are smarter than boys when it comes to freaking love? They know that freaking they know that a boy likes them, but if you got Adrian being a guy, he doesn't know. I know that's not supposed to come around like that, but I'm just being real. That's what the show is telling me. But anyway, but Ladybug already knew that Cat Noir kind of liked her. She could tell. She could tell because Ladybug's not stupid. Like even though in season 2 she said she was kind of surprised, but at the same time, you know, yeah. But with freaking Adrian, it's like he doesn't know at all. It's like seriously. But But yeah, and Adrian, when you think about it, there was a time like Cat Noir was actually addicted to somebody because he actually liked Ladybug. If you forgot about that episode, then like I know it's from back then in season 1, but don't forget about that episode. He actually got that person akumatized because that guy was in love with Ladybug. He wanted to basically date her, and Cat Noir got jealous, and he basically told him that they were dating, and then he got akumatized. So you saying that Marinette's always one that gets people akumatized? Have you watched that fucking episode? So people like to say all these positive things about Cat Noir, how he's so perfect, how he's so loving, how he's so adorable, how he hardly makes any mistakes. And it's like, dude, have you watched the episodes? It's like seriously, you know? And remember the time where went berserk when Alia told him that we didn't really need your help, which I can't blame him for not getting pissed, but he literally like a cataclysm one of the buildings, and he's like, miraculous ladybug can do that, and like put it back to normal anyway, so it's no big deal. So Cat Noir, yeah, and this is going into my last subject. Cat Noir can be really reckless, really reckless. People like to say, well, Cat Noir should be the main character because he's like, you know, he's got a better, interesting backstory. It's like, yeah, that's true, but when you look at it, is Cat Noir his character? He couldn't be the main character, and you know why? Because he is too fucking reckless. He couldn't be the boss of the show. He just couldn't. I mean, like, seriously, look at it. There's a reason why Marinette was chosen to be Ladybug. She thinks out of everything. Like, literally, that's the reason why they haven't lost an Akuma battle yet. Because she thinks it through, unlike Cat Noir. Cat Noir is always so reckless. Like Cat Noir, if it wasn't for Ladybug, Cat Noir would probably get himself killed countless times if it wasn't for her. Remember all the times where he got hit because of his recklessness? You know, legit. And literally, and like, remember Shanghai? Where he got reckless and he went after the villain and then he got basically obliterated? Remember that? Do you guys forget all this shit? Like, seriously. I'm being real with you guys because it really does piss me off because it's like people you don't I don't know if you just I understand that you love Cat Noir. I love him too. But you can't just shit on Marinette and say she's so bad when you don't even criticize Adrian at all. When he's got his problems too. You know? So yeah, it really does piss me off because it's like, guys, have you watched a lot of the episodes? Have you watched any of them? I mean, because I question it because you guys you act like Cat Noir is not used a lot, and that is false. I mean, it's now you want to talk about a character that's not used a lot? Yeah, I'm going to anime. Sakura Haruno. If you ever watch Naruto, then you'll know that Sakura is the most useless piece of shit character in the whole entire anime industry, and that is facts. I mean, if you don't believe me, go and watch it. Because you think Cat Noir is useless, which I don't know how you would think that, because Cat Noir is not useless. I mean, he's used a lot. Then you need to watch Naruto. You want to see a useless piece of shit? Watch Sakura. She's a useless piece of shit. But anyway, guys, that's it on Cat Noir. I'm probably gonna make a part two. This was mainly me just talking about Cat Noir, my frustrations on him, and everything. He's a really good character. I really do like him, but he doesn't. He's not perfect. People act like he's so perfect when he's really not. I mean, like I have to admit that I do think his backstory is very interesting. I want to learn more about it. That's one thing I am pissed about. I'm not gonna lie. I wish Thomas Astro would just focus on his backstory a lot more. Because, seriously. And another thing that I would say is I wish that Thomas Ashford would give us a more interesting backstory with Marinette. Maybe she had a dark childhood or something that she doesn't speak about. That would be something interesting. I mean, I kind of wish that Thomas Ashford would add something like that. But that's the main issues that I have with Cat Noir and the positive outlooks on him. I love Cat Noir, but he's not perfect on any way. And if it wasn't for Ladybug, I think he would get akumatized way more than anybody else there. I'm just saying, especially his life when you really think about it. So anyway, guys, I'm done with this video right now. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you really enjoyed my discussion on this. It was a rant when you think about it. So yeah, I was just so pissed at these people that just don't discuss this because that's why I think Cat Noir is overrated. Don't get me wrong, I love him. I love his character. He's one of my favorites. But you got to admit when there's things when a character's not perfect. So yeah. Anyway, guys, I'll see you guys later. Bye.